Okay, friends, we will go into the module 2 part, that is hot and cold water distribution system, and with that is to be discussed with the in accordance with the National Building Code 2005. Okay, now before going to the National Building Code 2005 rules and regulations, we will go into the basics. We'll go into the basics so that you will be understanding better way when you go to the NBC code. Okay, so now in the beginning, for any city, when we have a water supply distribution system, we need to have some sources of water. This is very elementary photograph. So there is a water cycle is explained here. So we will go into this. What is this? So surface sources. Okay. So what are the sources of water? Streams, lakes, ponds, rivers. Okay. Reservoirs, rainwater cisterns, okay, and other ground sources are springs and wells. Okay, we have these many sources of water. Now for the distribution system, what you can understand is, for efficient distribution, it is required that water should reach every customer with required rate of flow. So proper distribution means what? Every customer should get, and with the proper rate of flow. Pressure in pipeline is necessary. Pressure in pipeline is necessary, which should force the water to reach every place. Okay, so that every person should get water. So basically, we have distribution system classified into two types. That is plumbing, pumping system. One is gravity system, and another one, it is a combined of these two, pumping plus gravity. We called them as a dual system. So here it is a gravity system. If you see this diagram, the sources of water or reservoir is just above the level of city. So the water will flow through the gravity. So that is why we written, when some lake, river, reservoir is sufficiently high above the city area is available. Okay, water flows in mains due to gravitational pull. No pumping is required. So that is why it is directly fed to the city mains through the gravity. Through the gravity. This is a source of water. There is a small pump house from here to here, and there is a clear water storage, clear water reservoir, and this is the city portion. So you can get like this. Okay. Now pumping system, when city is situated above the river, above the source of water. Okay, so that is why we have intake pumps as well as reservoir, plus some pump house is also there. Okay, so water is directly pumped in the mains. Okay, water is directly pumped in the mains. So this is the water main line. So here the pumping of water will takes place. Number of pumps are required to work at different times. So there will be number of pumps which are working, and pressure rate in a day. So different time and at different pressure to meet the supply demand, to meet this customer's demand. Okay, if power fails, the whole supply will be stopped. Something will happen now, so total city's supply will be disturbed. Pressure maintained in the pipeline is by pump. So pressure will be maintained by the pump itself. Now in the dual system, which is very economical, which consists both gravity as well as what is this pumping system. Okay, there is a reservoir, there is an intake pump. From there, there is going to be pump house. One line is going to city, and another line from the pump is going to overhead reservoir. So both way it is storing the water. The pump is connected to the mains as well as to the elevated reservoir. So this pump is connected to both mains as well as this elevated reservoir. Okay, when less water demand, that is water is stored in elevator reserve. So a lot of people are not using during the night time, means the water is pumped to the this elevated reservoir. With increase in water demand, water comes from both pumping station as well as a reservoir. So that means during morning hours, so the both pumping water as well as this main lines, so both the water will be absorbed. Okay, it is more reliable and economic. It is more reliable and economic. Requires uniform rate of pumping. That means the pumping rate should be uniform. During the power failure and firefighting, water stored in reservoir can be used. In emergency cases, the water from this elevated reservoir can be used. Plumbing. What do you mean by plumbing? It is the art and technique of installing pipes, fixtures and other apparatus in buildings for bringing water supply, liquids and removing them. Both supply and removing, the technique. It is the technique. So where pipes, fixtures and other things are installed. Okay, that's called as plumbing. From Latin word, the plumbing for lead, for lead, as pipes were that time were using lead to manufacture. This plumbing refers to a system of pipes and fixtures installed in a building for the distribution of potable water and the removal of waterborne waste. So that means it is a system which supplies the potable water to building as well as it removes the waterborne waste. Okay, both way it is the function. Plumbing system. So the system includes all potable water supply and distribution pipes and all plumbing fixtures and traps. So it includes all the things. So and along with that, all sanitary storm drainage system. Example, roof drains and downspouts. So these are also included in the plumbing system. And again, and all building drains, sewers, okay, including the joints, connection, everything is there. Along with that, one more is there, also fuel gas piping, water heaters, vents for the same. So potable water supply, distribution pipes, drainage, sanitary, sewers, gas piping, vents. So everything system is called as a plumbing system. So supply pipe, from there it is going to fixture, from there after using it is going to drainage pipe. So that is a common understanding. So now in this diagram you can understand this is a source of water supply. From there supply is made through water mains or storage tanks. From there it will go to the distribution network using pressure, using piping networks. Okay. From there it is going to individual houses where we use water using the plumbing fixtures. Plumbing fixtures are nothing but taps, sinks. Okay. So next, after using that water, we get collected the wastewater through gravity and piping networks. From there, it is going to be disposed. So using sanitary and storm sewers, after that it is collected and treatment is done using sewage plants and natural purification. And again, this treated water returned to the original source. Okay, this is one plumbing cycle. So now we have water supply and distribution system. We have water supply and distribution system. Definition. What do you mean by this one? It carries water from water source, street main or to the building and various points in the building at which water is used. It's a water supply, means it is taking source water from the source and to the consumer point. So all the things are called as a water supply and distribution system. So generally we have in water supply system two cases are there: cold water system, hot water system. Okay. In cold water system, for what purpose it is generally used? Drinking, cooking, sanitary, washing, gardening. So cold water is generally used for these basic five principles, five purposes. So if you see this diagram, we will understand types of cold water system, that is a direct and indirect. What do you mean by direct? Direct water supply system is that where water is supplied directly from the main fixtures, directly from the main fixture. That means what? If there is a tap here, so direct collection to this main point, direct collection to this main point, such that almost all time you are getting the water. Indirect system means what? Water is going to overhead tank first, then water is supplied to different floors by gravity. That means from this point it is going to first overhead tank. It is going to overhead tank. Okay, from here to it is going to overhead tank. From there through gravity it is going to all the things. So bathtub, sink, okay, toilet, okay, kitchen, okay, like that it is going to every part using the gravity. So if over tank is used, then it is called as indirect. If direct points are used to main, it's called as a direct water supply. Okay. If you see this diagram, in that you can easily understand. Okay. So direct system means from the collection point directly, this red line is going to the use point. Okay, so that is called as direct system. So indirect, it is shown in green color. So where it is going, first it is going to overhead tank, it is going to overhead tank. From there, bathtub, kitchen, everything, it is getting used. So these are two basic indirect and indirect systems. Okay.